Yo, hey guys, today I am practicing Marth because it's my worst melee top tier. Um, Arguably my Puff is worse, but I think my Marth is really bad because it goes even with Remy when I should be 4 stocking him every time. So this is gonna be kind of a journey. Probably not gonna be every week, but when we're playing Marth in unranked to try to get it better. Um, it's actually my first time playing unranked. I've not played unranked in forever. I heard that it's pretty toxic. So it'll be kind of interesting. I'm used to toxicity coming from Overwatch, so I'm not gonna be like hurt or anything by it. But I think this session, this is just like post recording, but this guy was like super nice, or he didn't seem like rude. Like he just said GGs and well played. So definitely he is a rarity. I assume he's a rarity at least. This week work wasn't very eventful. It was just like doing more tickets and stuff. Talked to my senior dev to ask him for help, and then we eventually talked about like other random things, and he's interested in learning Japanese. So I'm like, oh, cool, like I could teach you Japanese, and he's like, oh yeah, sure, I can teach you Portuguese then. I'm like, okay, sure. Portuguese, like I guess Portuguese is kind of useful if I ever want to go to Brazil or Portugal. So it's like two countries that I can potentially use it in. It's not just like, Italian or French, where it's like just one country. So I guess it's like not the worst language to have in your arsenal. Yeah, and then actually at one point I was trying to learn German because I thought that I was gonna end up in Germany after graduation, because my former company, their headquarters is in Germany, and they're like, oh, we might have openings in Germany. So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll try to learn German. But that didn't end up happening. So I guess I'm kind of happy that I don't have to end up learning German. Although apparently there's like a fairly large population of Japanese people in Germany. Might be wrong though. Anyway, so this week was planning. The main thing that happened was like planning for the Japan trip that I'm going to take in winter, along with like some ICS friends. And just like one thing that I realized is that whenever I go to vacation, outside of sightseeing, I really don't know what to think about. This is like something that I realized like as Ricky and I went to eat food. Just like what are you thinking outside of sightseeing? I'm like, yeah, I haven't really thought of it like that. And so I guess like I asked her for like help on figuring out what to do. And she's just like, what can you do only in Japan, right? I was like, oh, that's a good question. Like what kind of events or something that I can only experience in Japan. Also, I guess like the number of people is also a factor as well, right? Because there are some events that I probably can do easier when I'm alone versus in a group. So thinking about that as well, like stuff like going to like Disneyland or something. Like it's harder to get tickets as a group, or like a large group compared to if you're just going like one or two people. Anyway, so yeah, this video I'm just gonna be talking about like some things that I was thinking about. Oh, by the way, for the melee, like I'm just getting destroyed with the Samus. Like my Marth is just pretty garbage. Like my movement is bad. I'm not able to, like do like the ledge dash stuff, because like I think that, I don't know if I might be wrong, but I feel like the timing for getting off the ledge is slower for Marth than Falco, but I might be wrong. I might just suck. Anyway, so yeah, you can see me getting destroyed in the background. So the first thing that I was thought about was just sushi. Sushi's just food. But in, like Japanese sushi, you would not be able to eat that here, right? Both because it's expensive and it's not as good in my opinion. So that's definitely something we can eat pretty often, probably, because I think Max is pescatarian, so I think that'll be like one of the few things he'll probably be able to eat in the first place in Japan. Well, I mean, it's not really a restriction because there's so much fish food in Japan anyway. There's also matsuris. Matsuris are like festivals. Usually, I feel like they happen during summertime, but maybe there might be some like winter festivals. Like I know there's some in Hokkaido, but I'm not sure whether we want to, deviate from our current plan, which is like around the southern parts of, or not southern, but like the central parts of Japan, and go to Hokkaido because that's actually a pretty long distance away. So yeah, probably not this trip, unless you want to completely ditch our plans to go to Hiroshima and Kyoto. But yeah, Hokkaido in winter probably has like the most in terms of like events and touristy stuff. Um, the other thing I was thinking about just like Christmas event. It's like I know in Tokyo they do like a light festival thing. I think I went to one last time I went to Tokyo. I kind of want to go to something like that again. Maybe not in Tokyo. Maybe they just have those events like everywhere. But if we could go to like a pretty big one, that'd be cool. And I think in terms of that, there's like the Universal Studios Japan in Osaka, and I think in that area they also have the light festival thing. So I think it'd be interesting if we could just like, I don't know, take 1 or 2 days off of the days that we're allocating for Hiroshima and Kyoto, and then spend that in Osaka for for like Christmas and Christmas Eve or something, because I think they have some big events going on, but I'm not 100% sure. It's just like thinking off the top of my head. Also, I just like randomly searched like top 20 places to go in Japan during winter, and it was in there, so I'm like, oh, might be worth it. But yeah, that's kind of where I am at in terms of Japan planning. Definitely don't want to do an event every day, just because that's like super tiring. Remember, I went to Hawaii the other time with my parents, and we literally tried to do like so many different events, and we were just not able to relax at all. Just because we're like traveling everywhere, we're like driving everywhere, and the drives are kind of bumpy and all that. So yeah, definitely trying to mix up the events as at the same time as just relaxing and enjoying like the local environment. That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, that's kind of it is kind of harder to think about things to do in winter compared to summer, just because usually when I go to Japan it's in the summer, and so like going to islands and going to like mainly going like islands and stuff, and like the ocean and swimming in there was pretty much how I used to spend a lot of my summers in Japan. But obviously you can't do that in winter, so kind of a challenge to think about new things. But luckily my friends are pretty on top of things and they know what they want to do and stuff as well. Like I think one of them wanted to go to like a cat cafe. I think that's a really cool idea. I never actually went to a cat cafe, but I'd be interested. Maid cafe, I don't know about that one, just because I heard that it's like super cringe when you're like ordering food and then they give you the food, but before you can eat it you have to do like the heart pose, and yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So I'll do it. I'll join the rest of the group, but I'm not gonna do like the heart thing. I'll just like watch them and laugh. That's how I would do it, at least. Oh yeah, and then the one thing that somehow just like slipped off of our mind is going to karaoke, even though it's probably like the biggest thing that Japanese people do in their free time. So yeah, Japanese like karaoke places are definitely much different from American places. I actually don't know how much of a selection there is for English songs, but yeah, hopefully it should be fun regardless. I know you can order food there, so it's like pretty fun. Yeah, that's how about it for now. And today I'm actually gonna kind of unrelated to Japan trip, but today I'm gonna go to hang out with my coworker and trying to figure out like what the area in West Admiral is like, or sorry, not West Admiral, North Admiral I think was the location. Basically, you take the ferry from our workplace, and then we end up in North Admiral, which is like where Alki Beach is. And apparently that Alki Beach area is really nice, but I was looking at some apartments in the North Admiral area, which is close to it, and I was just curious about like how livable it is, how safe it is, how easy it is to get around by walking or cycling, stuff like that. So that's the plan for today. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week.